The much-awaited summer season proved to be a damp squib for the Indian air cooling solutions companies, not just the conditioner companies, even the air cooler companies posted this havoc in their sales. Blue Star reported subdued sales, mostly due to the unseasonal rains and changing weather patterns. Joining us now is the Joint Managing Director, Mr. B. Thiagarajan, who talks about whether this can correct itself in the months ahead. Mr. Thiagarajan, good morning. Many thanks for joining in. Now, I know, a lot of people make a lot of unseasonal rains in a quarter or in a year, but for a space that people almost started thinking of as having continuous sales and therefore valuations being assigned in the way valuations were assigned to the FMCG companies, this was a bit of an awakening that there are those rain gods which could come in and impact sales in a particular year.
Good morning. Thank you for talking to me. That's an interesting introduction. I have been in this profession for about 39 years. Indeed, there is evidence that there is climate change, unpredictable weather happens. But point number one I want to mention is weather forecasts have been becoming more accurate than in the past. And as far as this summer is concerned, there is something that has gone wrong. It is unfortunate that there was prediction that there will be heat wave, many records. It's not only Indian weather forecast, global weather forecast, US or Canada, Australia forecast revealed that there will be very high temperature conditions. It didn't take place. Now, second point is that while running the business, we won't look at the valuations at all. Valuation is an outcome. The market perceives something, market assigns the valuation. All that I can say is that the penetration levels in this country is very, very low, in the order of around 5%, and this is a category that is right at the top. More and more people would want to buy air conditioner now. So the market outlook for air conditioners have not gone in. Impulse purchase due to summer have not happened. It is perfectly fine. I would still maintain that given the penetration levels, given the consumer spending story that continues, as long as the GDP of this country is going to be somewhere around between 7 to 7.5%, I still believe the market for room air conditioner this year will grow by 10% at the end. Summer is bad. I don't think June is going to change the picture. Last year, due to GST, there were some problems, but still it was not as bad as this summer has been. So I think it will revive. It wouldn't be a negative growth in the rest of the year. So this is something unfortunate. We will have to deal with this.
No, certainly, and I started off with that particular point, Mr. Thiagarajan, because you as a company, you still, I believe, showed positive volume growth or revenue growth at least was up about 6%. For a lot of your peers, though, whether in the air cooling space or the air conditioner space, the cooling solutions business was completely haywire in the quarter gone by, and which is why that whole point about valuations. Having said that, just one quick update before we come to how is business for the year looking like. Has this quarter too, the April to June quarter thus far, been a bit of a lost opportunity because of the unseasonal rains?
I meant this quarter only. The quarter Jan to March was a fantastic quarter for us. I think many players also did well. But the April to June is not going to be good. But at the same time, I feel rest of the year, that is between July and March, the market will grow. At the end, we will end up with at least 10% growth in the market. The inventory levels will be one pressure that you will see. My rough estimate is the industry will have around 500,000 or 5 lakh number of units, which is 10% of the market size as an excess stock, which will translate into something like a 3 months of sales or so. So this will be something which also they will cope with, but the silver lining there will be, it would have been a lower cost material, because subsequently exchange rate as well as commodity prices have gone up. So the prices anyway will have to go up from July 1. So it's a complex situation. Summer didn't go on well. There will be some excess inventory of 2 to 3 months. And the third is the prices will have to be taken up. The old inventory will be at a lower price. So I think people will not increase the price from July 1. They may shift it to August 1 or something like that. And only now the good monsoon and the festival season sales is the hope. This had happened 4 or 5 years ago, the summer being washed out. That point of a time it was north and west. Now it is south and east completely. The sales were down due to rains. West as well as north did reasonably well in May, and June also north should be doing somewhat better. This is, if you are going to be in this business, this is something one will have to deal with. The good news is the seasonal skew is slowly disappearing, not to our liking. So the festival season or the last quarter, January to March, also have been good quarters in the past. So we will look forward to that.
Saying the April to June skew is also disappearing?
It is not disappearing. It is what used to happen is that many years ago, May last week used to be the peak. It shifted to May middle. It shifted to May 1st being the peak. Now April 15th is kind of a peak. This year March was extremely good. See, the summer sets in and people would like to go and buy the units as soon as the summer comes in. But still the skew will be there, but it should not be to this extent. Over a period of time, if they are first-time buyers, it is, what happens is in India, color television is bought ahead of refrigerators. Similarly, four-wheeler is bought ahead of air conditioner. So air conditioner has been the last durable for many buyers. So if we take 10,000 buyers in the past 3 months, more than 40% of them had four-wheeler already. So it is the last purchase they end up buying air conditioners. So therefore, this is at the right time that many homes would like to buy. So they need not wait necessarily for summer. So the festival season share has been going up. Otherwise, during the winter time, there is no need for anyone to buy the air conditioners at all. But that is a welcome sign. Okay. So I'm making this point in order to justify that still the market can grow by 10%. It is not a washout year. That's all I'm saying.
No, 100%. I'm not saying that at all. I'm sure the revenue numbers will look okay. Just last couple of points. One is the raw material cost uptake. I think you referred to that in a bit. And you mentioned that people might delay the price hikes in order to thwart the raw material increases because of the inventory. Would you do a price hike in August as well, or would you do it in July? And two, do you believe that the margins will be maintained, or because of the raw material uptake, there is a chance that margins might slip a little bit?
Very, very likely that we may have to defer the decision to August 1 instead of July 1. We have not taken a call. It will depend on June sales primarily. And the margin, plus or minus 1% at the operating margin level is something that that is likely to be impacted. So I am not denying that at all. But I am also of the opinion that when the demand is down, the many component manufacturers will be also reducing the prices. So the future purchase, because like something like compressors and other components that go into air conditioners, they also will have to bring down the prices because they have a capacity to deliver. They had also planned for a higher sales volume growth, and therefore it should be something which we can look forward to.
Okay. One last question. Competition from Chinese makers. I believe a couple of them have already set up bases and are targeting some high sales. Will that be a cause of worry?
No, I have been indicating that, the same question, if you look back for 10 to 12 years ago, when India opened up for the Koreans and Japanese, I think that benefited the Indian companies. I am of the opinion many Indian companies, including Blue Star, benefited from multinationals coming in. If the demand growth is going to be there, it will attract competition. So they are going to be there. And plus, in the new global scenario, people are worried about the tariff barriers. So Chinese will be rightly worried that they won't be able to export into India. Therefore, they will set up the manufacturing units. And we have to fight on our own strengths. Our plan is to do the backward integration, and we have cracked the technology. There is, whether it is inverter, whether it is VRF systems, we have invested heavily and we have broken it. For us, it is no longer a rocket science. We are mastering that. Therefore, we need to fight on the manufacturing competitiveness, distribution strength, and we will battle it out. You have seen, we are one among the top 5 companies. In many categories, we occupy #1 position as an Indian company, which we feel proud of. I am certain that the new competition, the last ones to arrive are Chinese. We should be able to deal with that as well.
Okay, and we wish you all the best for that, Mr. Thiagarajan. Thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking with us today, and all the best for the quarter.
Thank you very much.